Hi, I'm Mindy Arbuckle, and this is
Karina Jacobson.
We are of Mitra Yoga Center in Westminster, Colorado. We're here today to teach you the pose of the month for February of 2014 at our yoga center, which is Ekahasta Bhujasana, or one-legged elephant pose. It is a balance pose and an arm balance pose specifically, and it is great to open up the hips, develop core strength, upper body strength, and as well quad strength in particular. So we're going to start with a modification a little bit. We need to open up the hips, so I really recommend a little bit of warming up before you start this. But we start with our legs out in staff pose. All right, so just by the way, I'm pregnant about 7 months or so. It's not so good for pregnant women to do, so that's why Karina is here helping me today. We start in staff pose, which is just Dandasana, and we start by bringing up this right leg, and we're going to pull it up and give it the hip a little stretch. You can do some cradle the baby here, or you can just pull it back, giving that hip a nice stretch, because we're going to eventually get this leg up over our arms and shoulders. So to get that leg up and over, we hold with the opposite hand to the outside of the foot and then tuck the other arm inside and pull up. We use this bottom hand to kind of push the foot up high, and you get it up as high to those shoulders as possible. And then we squeeze the knee just a little bit, so hold on to this arm. If you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, sometimes it's a little slippery. Right? And then see how she's foundational right here with this hand? That is perfect. We want to keep that arm foundational. Now, she's going to use blocks to start with, allowing those blocks to come in underneath both hands. So we've got to hold that foot up by itself. And then we lean forward, push down into those hands, and start lifting the hips up, really pulling up through the core center, feeling lots of strength. Now, we just start with this leg on the floor. This is perfect, but we flex that foot to start developing the strength. Now let's come down. Right? Now another variation is we're just going to stick to the same side, put a block underneath the heel of that extended straight leg. So the right leg comes back to the same position. So she's going to pull that guy up and over the shoulder. All right? Lengthen the spine, lean forward. So that helps engage the core center. Take a deep breath in and then push into those hands to lift. And with the block underneath the foot, it gives us the experience of what it is to have this leg off the floor. Perfect. All right. You still breathing?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Come on down. And then we're going to see if we can do this all at once with no support. Now, you can do this with both blocks under the hands to lift the leg as well, but we're going to see what it looks like without. So let's come up with that right foot once again. Shoulders back and down, lifting through the heart, pulling in at the abdomen. We lean forward. We flex this foot. And then when you're ready, big breath, and push up when you're ready. That's it. And breathe. The hardest thing to do here is to breathe. Second hardest is to get the leg off the floor. Yeah? Come down when you're ready. Ah, yes. So great again for the core. So I'm just going to give her a little break, allowing ourselves to feel extremely strong through the straight leg and good and open through this hip where the leg is up over the shoulder. All right, so we're going to do this one more time on the other side. Let's allow the right leg to stay long and strong this time. Bring up that left foot. You can give it a stretch if you need to. Just feeling a little bit balanced. Now, whatever variation worked for you, go ahead and play with that on this side. And then allow yourself to come into this posture. The hands are just a little bit forward of the hip bones, the hip joints. If they're back by the back side of the hips, this pose is just about impossible. So just bring them forward a little. And when you're ready, big breath. And flex that foot, lift up through the legs when we're ready. Ah, and breathe. Yes, very nice. Come down again when you're ready. We're going to show one variation. So if you want to make this a little bit more challenging or help yourself move into another pose called Astavakrasana, or crooked in 8 places, you can hook the straight leg over the bent leg. So come back with this right leg up and over, and then hook a straight leg over the flexed foot. Now, straighten that leg, just for fun. Now, Astavakrasana, you're not going to straighten it, but in this one, it's kind of fun to be able to do that. So again, hands are in front of the hips. We lean forward, we engage that core. Let me get that out of your way. And then when you're ready, see if we can lift and breathe. Woo! Yes! And you can keep this leg forward if you want, a little different sensation, or point it out to the side, just like Karina did. But it's a nice way to start building up strength. And if anybody is really a little bit open in those hips, you always have the option to put that foot behind your head. We don't need to do that today. But have fun practicing this. There's so many steps, so many ways that you can work into this. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments and we will get back to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Namaste.